Hello, this is Rebecca and welcome back to the 12 Days of Christmas Journaling. It is day 11 and today is going to be all about getting creative. I'm going to do a few pages in my December daily and add some embellishments to my other journal. And so, and I don't know the time frame. I'm hoping that it's not overly long, but you might want to grab a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and get comfortable, and I hope you're inspired to make something creative in your December daily or journal as well. So first of all, I wanted to show you real quick. I just did a little video on Instagram of this. I found the cutest ribbon at Hobby Lobby today. It's a trim, and I'm going to show you real quick. I put one on my November journal, and it's this green with red. It looked like this. And I found it in the drawer, my little Christmas drawer, and I was like, oh my gosh, that would be so cute, because inevitably my journals get so really thick, and they usually start kind of falling apart in the middle here. But, whoops, my bow came off. But so I always kind of put a reinforcement, and not only does it look cute, but it does a trick too. So I'm going to change out the one that I had originally put in here. If you guys watched the video, I set it up, I added it in here, I put some yarn, some pink and black, and I guess it's just pink and black. I guess it has a touch of silver to it in there, but I'm going to replace it with this fun, whimsical, I call it like a charm trim, has charms on it. And so the only thing that I have an issue with this is that since it does have the little charms on it, it kind of can create, you know, you have to set it just so right in your notebook, or else it kind of adds some chunkiness in there, and I want to be able to shut it. But I think you can kind of move these around a little bit, it seems like. So that's good. So I don't necessarily want the snowflakes and stuff within the inside of it, but I do want to see them on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim this off. Whoops, I got yarn everywhere. I'm going to trim this off here, and then that way we can kind of play around with it a little bit here. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't want the charms in the middle. They were in the middle of the other one, and it just seemed, it hadn't, actually, to be honest with you, it hadn't really bothered me at all yet. I thought it would, but the truth is, it's been okay. But I want to be able to show these because they're just so fun. So I think I can tie it right here. I don't want it too many charms all congested together, but I think I can do it right about here, and then it won't be too over the top. Too over the top, too many charms in one little area. So, and if I need to go in and adjust it, I can always do that. I think I'm going to have to put a little knot in the end here because the little bead flew off. Just like that. Okay, so it has this edge on here. Whoops, I hear them hitting the floor. And I think if I kind of go right here and do a little knot, and then I can always adjust it later if I need to, like if it's too long. But this way I just don't see, I lost my little snowflake there and a bead. But yeah, it's a little over the board, too long, but I think I'll come in here and cut it off. But at least I got it on there for now. So I just think that's so cute. Golly, the beads are flying everywhere. Okay, so that I changed that up. Now, what I also did in my December daily was I went through and just slightly numbered them where I thought that they would be. And I just did it in pencil because I'm going to come in here and probably cover this whole complete page with pretty little papers and watercolor and things like that. Or I can come in here, since I ever so lightly wrote it in there, I can erase it. So that is not a big deal. But I did want to tell you, I do have a little note here. These are some of the journaling pages I wanted to do with you guys. One, I have a napkin that I did in my other, let's see if I can show it to you. I did this. I wanted to save the card. I have the same napkins, by the way, so I'm going to show y'all how I created this little page here. And I love the way I added sparkles here, but I love the way it adds like this kind of, it's almost like handmade paper feel to the journal. And so I was going to show y'all how I did my napkin, but I wanted to add the Starbucks cup in here because I just love the art on there. And then I was going to do a fold-out journal card to show you kind of what I'm going to do there. And I think I'm going to do that around my family Christmas. That's another reason why I numbered the pages. And then I want to add an envelope to do kind of like a tag journaling. And I think I might do that on Christmas Day is what I was thinking. This is somewhere basically when you're going to have like maybe a lot of pictures, or you want larger pictures. You don't necessarily want the 2x2 pictures added to your journal. So, and then the very last thing I'm going to show you how I blop my how I kind of cover my page in watercolor, and that will be my last little activity in this one, because then I'm going to set it aside to dry. So that's kind of the rundown of what I'd like to show you guys. And so let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, I bought these napkins at TJ Maxx. Whoops. And they're so cute. And so I've seen them before adding to journals. I've seen other, that'd be kind of a technique. And so when I saw these, I just loved the little berries. And so I thought it would be fun to have it and add it to one of the journaling pages. So I'm going to look on my calendar real quick and kind of see what I have going on. The 9th may be a good one. That's an art show I'm doing. So the 8th and the 9th, oh, it has this in here, so that's not going to work. I mean, I could just do one side, but I'm going to do the whole entire page layout. So I'm going to do the 10th and the 11th. I'm going to remove this card real quick here because it is adding a little bit of bulk in there. And I'm just going to set that aside. Now we know we just set it aside because I'll be looking for it before you know it. But, so we're going to come in here to 10 and 11. That's a kind of a weekend. And we're going, basically with these napkins, it's a 2-ply. So you have to like separate them out. And so I'm just going to kind of, last time I did, and I started like gluing them down, and what happened is that one layer got stuck, but then the pretty layer, the one that you actually really want, it did not come unstuck. So let me see if it's not going to be too difficult to do this on camera here, and I can remove the top layer. I thought maybe oh, here we go. You just have to get it started because it's kind of quilted, and so it will get stuck on, it will get kind of like where it didn't want to move. So I just came here with my old Elmer's stick glue here, and I'm going to cover the entire page. Let me move this little bulkiness. I feel those little snowflakes and beads under here too, and I'm going, maybe I should have kind of waited, but I just couldn't help myself. I fell in love with it. And it's so funny because I had walked in and my daughter was looking at one stuff, and I go, I'm going to be on this other aisle. And when I went over there, I had gone to another aisle, and then I couldn't find her. Anyway, long story short, she was like, I have to show you something. And she was showing me this ribbon because she knew that I loved the other one so much. I said, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I was going to show you. So anyway, we're going to just very, put it all the way to the edges, the glue. She wanted to stick. Okay, so I have that, and then I just come on here and I'm just going to lace it down just kind of loosely, and fill the whole entire page up. And then I come in here with my brayer and I'm going to smooth it out. Not that you have to have it, but I just want that not to have any major bubbles or kinks in that napkin. Do that, and then I'm just going to come in here and trim. going to have to come in here and do a little bit more, but just to kind of get that excess off of there. Oops. Now if you want to come in and reinforce the edges, you could always add washi to your edges, or you could glue some, oops, you could glue some, oh, I knew that was going to happen. I always knock the glue over in it, and I just don't want the glue everywhere. And I just, you know, you can just kind of come in here and add some edging if you want to. I guess what I was saying was glue some lace down, or some ribbon. But on my other one, this is all I did. Let's go just like that. You see how pretty that background is? Oh, and it feels so good. I love that feel of it, the paper and the material, the softness of the napkin. So, that bead, am I losing beads or what? Or is it the same bead? It's like flying at me here. Okay, so now, and that's pretty much all I did. And like I said, you just want to make sure your edges are glued. If they're not, this is kind of like a junk journal. You're not having to be extremely perfect, and you just kind of can glue your edges, or you can put some washi. So I think what I was going to do, I was going to show y'all, I bought some stuff today. This is in that little section where they have the little bitty trees and stuff, and you can buy little ornaments for those trees. So I bought some of these because I thought they would be really cute, and they're flat enough. They're not real bulky. So, you know, I know my December daily usually ends up like this, but I would kind of like to be low key this year if possible. Yeah, we'll see how it happens. But even these little ornaments, they're more of a plastic. These are more of like a soft feel to it, and these are more hard. But I thought it would be really cute to, you know, to just kind of add like a little, you know, something in the corner here like that. So, and then I also got this ribbon. I've had this, but this is also, I think I even bought it for, bought it at a hobby store or something like that. So I'm just going to come in here, and I see some sparkles, and I love it. And I think it's from this snowflake. But I'm just going to come in here and kind of create just like a little corner here. And now you might wonder, how am I going to write in here if you need to write? Two things I thought of. I could either come in here and put like a white, real watery, I don't know if that would work. I'm trying to think here. I think it would. Like put some white acrylic paint on the background and write on the acrylic. I think that would definitely work. Or I think you could cut them in here, which is probably maybe something I would do if I could find my little journal. Oh, here we go. I'll just come in here and add this and journal on here like that. And actually I could go ahead and put it like this and add that. That way I have my journaling spot ready to go. What day is this again? We covered up 10. I think that's a Sunday. Oh, I have a show that day. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that actually, since I'm already have the paper out. So I'm just going to come in here, and, or you know what you could do too, now that I think about it, you could, if you wanted to add a bunch of pictures, you could add little tags, and then make those tags your journaling area. So you could do like your picture and then the tag, and then journal on the tag. But I really don't want to cover up this background because it's so pretty. At least you can see through there. And then that I may do that on this side, is do more of a journal. It's a Monday, and so I may do more of like a journal type with the tags, you know, that way I can really keep my, because I love this the napkin, so that's really, I wanted it to definitely show. So I'm going to some over here. You know my trick, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm terrified of hot glue. I've burned myself. Who hasn't, you know? But I use scissors, the tip of my scissors, to kind of as an enforcement. Ay, see right there? And that glue is strong. And look at that, it even like kind of melted that snowflake, I think. Yeah, I know we're all probably terrified of us crafters of glue, the hot glue. So I'm going to put that there, just kind of have it in its place. And again, I know this is adding some bulkiness. Drop the hot glue gun, I'll get it in a minute. But I think it's so cute to add a little. I like to get crafty in my journals. So I'm going to add this. Now we're really adding some bulk here. I got fuzzies from the floor. And I'm going to put this on there. No burning this time. And I think I'm going to add one more thing. I know, I'm getting wild over here. I'm just kidding. I was going to add a button. Maybe a green button. Where's my little button dish here? I know that I meant to, I had a comment, thank you, but I had someone ask me about these little button tins, and they're from, they're actually, it's called 28 Lilac Lane. If you guys are familiar with May Flom, she has a whole line of these. It's sold through Buttons Galore, and I'm telling you, they have tons of cute, lots of theme. These two items both came from 28 Lilac Lane, and so you ought to go check them out. They have a lot of like themed ones, and sometimes, and I took the charms out of here, but they have little charmed ones with little charms in them too, like a little charm that goes with them. I love them because they're themed. And so I'm just going to add this little green bead in the middle. Oh, that looks so pretty. I love the offset of the green. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so while that kind of dries on there, I know it's not going to take long, I'm going to set that aside. So there I kind of did the napkin. And then I wanted to show you real quick, adding I'm going to use this as a backdrop here. And I'm going to take a bag. Where are my paper bags? Oh, here we go. I bought this, you know, Hobby Lobby. That's what we have in my town, so I do a lot of my shopping there. But, you know, you can buy these little bags anywhere. Walmart, Michael's, any kind of like the H-E-B, which is my grocery store here in Texas. So, but these are just little paper bags, and I love the feel of that. So, my stencil, I'm going to kind of just do like some background on there. And then I'm going to take my distressed ink, my Tim Holtz distressed ink, and I'm just going to kind of create a background to this paper bag. And so I'm just adding, and I'm telling you guys, this ink, I've probably had it, gosh, I don't even know. Maybe I should move this up. Are you guys seeing it? I kind of moved my camera around because I really don't want my arm in the way of showing you the technique. So maybe if I move it this way, let me take a look. Okay. I don't know if y'all been watching my videos, I actually added a little height there to kind of make it easier to see over my arm. But I've had these inks, going back to my whole subject of the ink, I've had them forever. And they're really good. I mean, they've held up. They haven't gone dry. So I'd say probably 3 or 4 or 5 years, something like that. And I don't use them enough, so I was happy to kind of have a little project with them. So, moving the stencil, looks so cute. And I like the way that the white kind of pops out from the red. I'm just going to add a little bit more around this. Whoops. just to kind of add a little different look to it. And I think it kind of looks like a snowflake. So now the tags, and I kind of played around with this one already because I wanted to see if it showed up. But I have these two different tags. I have white. We could do white, but I think with the I think this actually looks better against the craft. So I was just going to show y'all that see the against the white, but I'm going to use this craft craft tags. And now what my plan is with these is I'm going to add photos. I'm going to add photos, or I'm going to add like scriptures, or I'm going to add like some journaling, some quotes. Maybe, even this could be something that you talk about, your favorite movies, your favorite music. But I think this is the page I'm going to do around Christmas. I'm going to actually add it. I'm going to add it in there, and so it's going to be stuck on the 25th. And actually, I may do it at the. We'll pull the journal out here in just a minute. So I just came in here and I'm just adding some distressed along the edges here. And I had the tea dye. I wonder if I have green. Oh, I do have green. Let's do some green here after I do this red. How many do I have? I think I'll do 5. I don't know if I'll need that many, but we'll just kind of go along with it and see if I have. We'll just use this ink pad. Now, my little ink pad, I could use another one. But this works for now. So let's try this green. See how it looks. Going traditional here. Oh yeah, and this is the Peel Paint Green. And I'm just adding edges. Oh, my pad's coming off. Like I said, it's sometimes you gotta baby it a little bit. This is my second one to buy. And so, whoop, let's see what, I think it's time. Let's just stick it back on there. I'll go a little bit more gentle. I'm getting kind of wild over here with it. I kind of like the red better, but maybe if I do longer, thicker lines here, it may work a little better here. And you know what, to be perfectly honest, I may just, when I start adding pictures and stuff in here, you may not even see this ink, but at least I'm kind of preparing the pages a little bit. So you have your tags, and what my plan is to kind of add them where they kind of stick out here, and they become like you pull them out and you can open them up and view what's in there. And I'm going to loosely tie them together with twine. And that way I can undo it if I don't need enough, but it'll be, I'm actually going to add one of these. I also bought some tags there. Tags are great for adding to your journals and stuff. I mean, they're cute, they're inexpensive, and so, oh, that looks so pretty. See, and I was thinking this would be perfect for like Christmas. So I'm just going to add these together. And coming back, you could put some washi on here. Let's see, what do we got here for Sam? You could put, like what, let's see if I can find, I wasn't kind of prepared on the stamp. Oh, here we go. We're going to add, where is the ink here? Sorry, whoops. Find this black ink. We're going to add the word loving to this. And so you can actually, and then you can write in or put a picture of whatever is, oh, I love that. or whatever is kind of, I love the loving, and so, and you know, you can add whatever you have. So I'm just kind of looking over here. Remember the deer? I had someone ask about the deer, I was looking for it today and I couldn't remember, I didn't see it, but this is a punch, just like a regular punch like this. I think it actually is by EK Success as well. But, you know, I'm loving the buffalo plaid. And we can add some washi in here. I love this pine cone washi. And then I'm going to run this through the sticker machine, because with these little snowflake edges, it's good just to have them all. I'm going to go ahead and run the deer too, with his antlers. That way you get sticky on everything and not sticky all on you. So I'm going to add this over here. May even have it stick off just a little bit. And add the deer. And his antlers are going to stick off just a tiny bit too. And so, and I always seem to want to put a flower on the deer, and I know that this is not, it's a male deer, but I love that look to it. So I'm just going to come in here and add a little bit of more sparkle with this ribbon. Because it was just sitting there, it needed a place, right? Get my trusty old scissor tip out so I don't burn my fingers. Trim. Oops, my twine is getting in the way over here. And this could be one of those pages that you add your little quote to. I'm going to put that one on top, and where was that little tag? Oh yeah. So, and actually I could even put this one at the back. Or second. But you could add however many tags you wanted, and then create like a little flip through of Christmas. And this is basically, I'm thinking about like Christmas morning. So kind of stick these all through there. Thought I could do it all at one time. Maybe I can these, but that little bitty one was a little difficult to fit through. Okay. I don't have them even. That's one of the problems. Okay, last one, and this is a great one too that you could create like a bow and add it to the top. But I'm gonna just put them in there like that. I'm gonna tie a bow, because when I start creating with these, I'm gonna be taking them apart. Isn't that cute? And then you could actually, when you actually put your pictures or your information in here, if you don't want it like so tight, you can loosen it up where it's easier to flow. So I'm going to put those in here. Let's get our journal back over here. And let's see what I can do. Sorry, the glue always is knocking over the glue. Okay. And what I had thought about doing was on the very Christmas day. So I marked my pages 25. Here we are. And I'm going to add this. I may actually add it right here. I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to do that to this this is actually like a little extra page because 25 is Christmas Day, and then this will be like your little extra information in the back. And you know, even if you didn't use the tags, for example, if you wanted to use the tags in a different part and you had like tickets to something or information that you wanted to save, this is a great way to do that too. You can just slip your receipts or your tickets in there or anything like that. But for now, we're going to stick our little tags in there. And it has a safe little place. And I'm going to come over here and add something to reinforce that edging. Let's see here. I can either do a journal card, or I could do like maybe some. Ooh, that sure is a bright white, isn't it? I know I could do washi. I know that. But I was hoping to find something, something a little different. Which, you know, it's kind of interesting. You don't see a lot of these being vertical. They're all like horizontal. So maybe we'll just kind of go with what, leaving it like this for now. Let me reinforce it just to, oh look, we can do this with our little Christmas trees. That way we just reinforce that back area. Okay, so there you have adding an envelope. Now, you can add just a regular envelope if you wanted to. Decorate it up, have it where it opens on the side. I'll probably come in here and get this decorated up too. I know I had this cute little tag as well I thought about putting in there, but what was that? Oh, you know what? I also have this. I love this deer, but also have that large snowflake. We could, again, you know, I don't need to decorate everything all of at one time, but I was thinking along the lines of I had that one little snowflake that I've been saving. It'll be in here somewhere. I also have these cute little rabbits. Aren't they sweet? A friend of mine, they're all vintage tags, and that would be cute on there as well. But like I said, we don't have to decorate everything all at once. So let's move on to what was on my next list. Can't find the list. It was napkins. Oh, and I was going to do fold out journaling, right? Is that what we decided we were going to do on? I know I did the little cards. Oh, here we go. Yes, fold out journal cards. Okay. So let's move our journal aside there, and let's pick out some journaling cards. I love the Merry and Bright. And I kind of want to do something, you know, you can add whatever you need to on the edges. This is going to be more like Family Christmas, I think, is what I'm going to add it to. So I'm just going to kind of pick out a few little cute themed items from for Family Christmas. I think, oh, there's one I like. Oh, I like that one with the music notes on the back. So I think we're good here. I was going to see if I could find something with that mint in it to kind of bring it all together here. Okay, I'm going to go with that. Now, I went back and forth, you know, I could use the bigger ones, but I think I'm going to go with this. I'm thinking bulk wise, you know, those kind of things. So, shut the lid on that. I'm going to come in and just pick out some washi here. Green. This green. I have a thing for green this year too, by the way, just in case you guys were wondering. But I found some really pretty green paper. I think I might go get it. I don't need any paper, but it's so pretty. And I have this little Santa's on here. I thought he may be a cute little entry. So now I didn't practice this before I came on. So the whole key is I want it to fold out. So we're gonna have it. Let's do one at a time and see how it works. And I'm sorry I didn't do this before I got on camera with you guys. I just was like, oh, I can do it. I've done it before, but it's been a while. So I'm just gonna measure these out. They're not even. I'll come in and trim those off. But I may have to do that now because it's not gonna work. So the whole key is kind of like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a accordion. So we're going to glue this one. And, you know, maybe just easy as gluing them together and not necessarily making sure they fold out, and then once you glue them together, then you fold them. Maybe that's the key here. We can give it a try. Whoops. I guess the key is making them even. Maybe. Making your journal cards even. Oh yeah. Okay. Not as hard as what I thought. Okay, so we're gonna should we put the Santa or put the Santa on the... I like the Santa. Okay. What's on this back page here? So I'm just adding different washi, making sure it does kind of coordinate a bit. Oops. Yeah, I'm going to have to re-clean my desk off too, the space off. Okay, so you see I'm basically just folding it and then it becomes a little fold out. Ta-da! Okay, not as difficult as I thought. And then we're going to add this to the front. And I want it to fold out this way, which is perfect. No, it's not perfect. Well, it'll have to be perfect. We're going to glue this together and go for it. I need some red. Where's the red? Where's all my red washi? We have this one. It's kind of have wording on it, but I use it. Oh, I like that. I haven't used this, I don't think, because I don't remember seeing that. Whoops. Oh, that is just way off. Okay. I got all excited about the words on the washi and didn't line it up at all. And then I have to come in here and trim this down. It's weird how I thought all these journal cards were exactly the same size, but some of them are off. Okay, so I can force it to do what I want it to do. So, then, what I was thinking of is I'm going to reinforce the other side with washi. Let's just quickly do that. And then in order to keep it into the journal without it flipping out, you know, every time you open it, I'm going to show you what I kind of have in mind. Let's see if that works. I'll just kind of quickly run through here. Add these in here. Quickly enough where I'm doing it correctly, but not... Got stuck to my finger. So the key is just to reinforce it on both sides here. And then add it to both sides. Add washi to both sides to do that. I didn't want to cover up the Merry and Bright with the washi, so I used that white, which is kind of okay. So let's try that. Let's move all this washi out of the way. And what did I want? I wanted the Merry and Bright, right, on the front. So I think what I'm going to do, oh yeah, okay, so this is actually going to be glued down. Unless I go this way, but then the Merry and Bright, it just depends. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, in order so it doesn't like sit in my journal and do that business, but I think once it gets in my journal and it gets flattened out, it's going to be a lot better. But I'm going to take some twine, I think I like the red better, and create like a, where you have, it's going to be like an interactive part of the journal. And we're actually going to make this into a bow. And that way, whenever you go to look at the pictures, I'll show you kind of what I'm thinking before I glue it down. You have it in your journal, and then you open it up. This ribbon stays in there, but then it folds out, and you can have pictures and stuff on both sides that tell the story. Oh, that's going to be so cute. Okay, I knew there was a way. I've done it before, but it's been a really long time, so. And I think I'm going to add this to my weekend of family Christmas. The only thing I don't have for my family Christmas is the background. So, and that's the 16th. 15, 16. So I left it where it would have like 2 pages worth. But you could even do it like in the middle, which I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and add some pretty paper to the background, and that way I have it in place. And I have this, you know, I love my music print, but let's see what else we have. I bought some, me and my daughter bought some loose leaf papers, just to kind of have, oh look at that. I bet she doesn't remember the vellum. But, let's see here, what color is this? And I may add some wording. Oh, that's pretty. Let's do that. Add some wording around the edges as we get closer. But this will give me an opportunity to be able to do a lot of like journaling and adding pictures. So I'm just going to put a good amount of glue on the back on this page here. Oops. And like I said, the key is getting the edges, and then you can always come back in here. If your edges did not want to play nice, you could add washi or add, come back in with the glue and reinforce it. So I'm just going to trim this edges off here. Me and that washi. We're fighting over here, and I think it's winning. Okay. Just kind of trim those edges down. Okay. And we're going to add this beautiful little fold out right smack dab in the middle. Now, glue. It's going to need some reinforcement on this glue. Look at that, that's falling apart here. I have another one. Where is it? Somewhere in my mess over here. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to really reinforce it with this. And then I'm also going to reinforce it with glue. And that way it really should stick. So I just did the glue in between. And if it doesn't want to cooperate, let's see how it works here. Put the lid on the glue so it doesn't get in the way. We undo it, we untie it, and we unfold it. We can always come in here and reinforce it with washi, especially because I know, does that bother you? It kind of bothers me. The music is sideways, so more than likely I'm going to come in here and just put a photo. I could reinforce it with washi that way, and then that way we have it secured, really secured. But I'll do that once I actually get the whatever I'm going to put in here, pictures, which is more likely going to do it since it is since I'll be having see my nieces and nephews and things like that. So that is so cute. I love the way it's just, and it's different for me just to have something simple like that on a page. I'm curious to see what I do in the end if I add more stuff, which more likely I'll probably put some wording or something around there. Okay, so that is my third little thing, and then the last thing I wanted to show you real quick is adding watercolor, because I love adding watercolor. So I'm gonna just come in here and I'm gonna just show you how I kind of start out. And usually how I do this is I just come in here and I'll either do it like the night before or the day before, or sometimes it's just comforting, like at night before you go to bed, just come in and I'll add watercolor to a page. So I find that, especially being very busy, having any little bit of creativity, look, I almost lost my little card, having that little bit of creativity just really is nice to just be able to do that. So what I do is, I've got my watercolors here. These are an inexpensive, but not the cheapest brand that you can get, but I did get them at my Hobby Lobby, and they're not that expensive. They're Master Choice, I think. So what I like about this too is this brand here. I'm going to show you if you can see it real quick. This is like a sparkly blue, and it kind of actually adds like this iridescent, look at all the sparkles. It actually adds like this iridescent, I think it's the green that I must use because it's used up the most, but I'm going to add some of that to it, and I'm just going to kind of blend in some colors here. So I get a pretty good amount of water on there, and I use this is a 24 round Master Touch paintbrush, and what I noticed is that and I found this from Allie Brown, thank you Allie, is the thicker the brush, the more paint you're going to be able to put on your page. And I just randomly, literally just kind of plop, 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 plop it on there. And the more water, the more it kind of flows better, but you want to make sure you also be able to get that color in there, because if you don't have enough water, it's not going to work. You can feel it doesn't feel good on your, and whenever you put it on your page, it doesn't look good. What I mean by feel is just kind of, it's not, see how this just kind of flows, but when it doesn't have enough paint. And so literally I'm just kind of like tapping, tap, 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 like that. See how it started not wanting to move, but it's just a sparkle. It has a sparkle in it. I think that works perfectly for what we're doing. So, and now I don't have any rhyme or reason usually to my, oh, let me show you real quick. I haven't finished it. It's awful. I know my week's been so hectic, but I haven't finished my weekly planner layout. But every Sunday I like to sit down and kind of do my planner, and this is the same thing. I'm just kind of plopping, and look at that, my washi's hanging off. But this is kind of how I do my pages too, is I just do like a little plopping motion, and I don't have, like I said, I don't have any rhyme or reason to how I do it, what colors, just kind of go with it. So that's just going to kind of gives you an idea of how it works. But I do love my new little paints from Happily We Go. I love the pink, and so I'm going to use it for this. Isn't that beautiful? It's such a beautiful paint. She said I would love it, and she was right. Her name is Erin, and I mentioned earlier she just opened her shop. And I didn't leave a link below, and I'm going to make myself a note because sometimes when I go to download the videos, I don't remember when I say, oh, I'm going to leave a link below. So I'm going to actually make myself a note right now so that I will include it because I want to support her because I do love this watercolor. And that way I know to include her in on that. Okay. And also to give you an opportunity to be able to buy some awesome watercolors. So we're just kind of plopping along here. Okay. I don't like the way I just abruptly stopped, so I'm just going to bring it over here like that. And this is my day one, and this is like where I'm going to journal. Probably as soon as it dries, I'll come in here and do some journaling. Let's try this blue. See what, I don't think I've used it yet. See, oh, that's pretty. These are very non-traditional Christmas colors, don't you think? But I wanted to match my little cute stuff that I've already put out here. So, finish it off, covering the whole entire page. Now, just to let you know too, is this is just my background, and I'll probably come in here later. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll definitely post it. But I'll come in here later and probably put a date in there, add some ephemera, different things like that. I'm just kind of like looking at it, saying what's working for me, and just kind of playing around with it. And she actually she made a comment one time, or I read somewhere, I think it was, it's just paper, right? We're just playing with paper. We are and this makes this, to me, like I said, it's very relaxing. And you could do this the night before, especially if you finish at one page and you're going to add watercolor to it. The next page you know of, you can do it the night before, and then it'll be dry and ready to go. Okay. See, it's kind of ploppy, messy, nothing rhyme or reason to it all. I guess in my mind it's a rhyme or reason, but that's it. That's my last little technique I was going to show you in this video. One more thing, I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. I don't drag everything else with it here. I got to trim those things, but I wanted to let you know I haven't forgot about my little fedora over here that I was going to use for my December daily, but decided it was just too small. Let me show you how cute it looks so far. But this is kind of going to be like my little personal journal. Isn't that cute? This was a hair clip I bought at a craft show. And then I had found this, I think I bought on clearance like 3 or 4 years ago at like one of the craft stores, probably Hobby Lobby. And then this was the charm that came in the Christmas Deck the Halls kit. So, but I had already added some watercolor to my little journal, and I just kind of wanted to show you real quick adding another little tag. I love this little snowman tag, and just kind of doing, you know, I wanted to show this little one some love too. And so I'm just going to add some little ephemera. And this is one that, you know, like I said, will probably be more, you know, of a personal journal, and then the other one will be like December daily wear. And personal to me means also just, I'm going to run this through my sticker machine since it has all those little fun holes in it. You know, to me, it could be just painting, it could be getting creative. I just love the snowflakes, so I'm going to add it to the back. There we go. We're adding some love in here, and I'm just gonna, you know, this is where I'm gonna just come in and write, and this is gonna just be kind of like my little personal journal. One more tip. I know, I just happened to see it over here. Just a tip that I have for December daily, another prompt, I guess, so to speak, and I don't think I mentioned it yesterday, is using old photos. This is a picture of me and my brother and sister when we were kids. That's me right there. That's my sister and my brother. So I made a copy of this print. I love this photo. I look like, I'm just like a boy. It's so funny. But my sister has a hole in her tights. It's cute. But anyway, so I made a copy of an old picture, and that's one thing that you can add to your journaling too, is you can add about Christmas past, or things that you remember about Christmas, or traditions that you had. And so anyway, I just wanted to kind of share that too as part of something that I'm going to add to this journal. And typically, like in the past, I've done, you know, like trees and things like that. And I think I probably mentioned it before, because I do remember showing that in my December, prior to my December daily journals from a prior year. I talked about the tree. So I'm just going to put this in as part of memories in here, so that I know I want to document that. I'm going to stick this is for my daughter's concert, so I'm going to stick that in here with the music notes, so that I have that all ready to go. Well, thanks for watching, and tomorrow will be day 12. It'll be the final day, and everybody that has been with me on this journey, I appreciate it. It's been fun. Hope you're inspired, and definitely tag me on Facebook or on Instagram. I would love to see what you guys are creating. All right, I will see you tomorrow in my next video.